You want to go to Tanzania or Zanzibar and bring your drone and fly during your holiday? Then you should watch this video and learn what you have to take care of before you go there. For the start, a little information. Normally my channel is in German, but I think this is a topic which is interesting for a broader audience than just German travelers, so this one will be in English. We have 4 things today to discuss. The first thing is the piloting license you need when you go to Tanzania and fly a drone. The second thing is the application form you need to fill in to get a license for your drone. And the third one are the local laws you have to obey when you are there. And at the end, I want to tell you a little bit about my experience, how I got my license for flying in Tanzania. Perhaps there are now some some topics here wobbling around my head. Then I put in chapter marks into this video, and you can directly skip the parts you are not interested in and go directly to the topic. Let's begin with the piloting license. You should not underestimate African countries. A lot of them have drone laws. They have regulated the whole process for flying drones. Some of them are quite easy and you can go there for recreational use, and there is no problem with flying a drone as long as you keep to the local laws. In others, it is quite strict, and you should know what you do because you do not want to end up in jail. The first thing, which is quite uncommon, I'm from Germany, and here in Germany for recreational use we can do quite a lot. You don't need a piloting license, you don't need to register your drone, only if you want to fly for business. And for example, in Germany we have 2 kilograms as a limit where you need to have a piloting license. I'm flying a DJI Mavic Pro. This one is below 1 kilogram, so in Germany for private use or even for commercial use, you don't need a piloting license. This is different in Tanzania. In Tanzania, you have 3 different categories of drones. You have light drones, medium drones, and large drones. And as most of us will be in the category light drones, we will concentrate on this one. Light drones are all the drones below 7 kilograms. And this is the problem. There is nothing where it starts. So it's from 0 to 7 kilograms, which is nearly all the drones you can, which I know, which are not the really big ones, which are built individually for big camera systems. It doesn't matter if you're flying DJI Phantom, or I think the Inspire is also below 7 kilograms. So even the big ones, which you can use professionally, they're all in the category of light drones. And in Tanzania, you need a piloting license for this. It does not matter if you're flying commercially or if you're flying for recreational use, you need a pilot's license, full stop. And this is the big problem, because I never thought of getting a pilot license because I don't need one here. And nearly, I think, in all of Europe, you don't need one, especially when you're flying private. And there are different authorities named in the form, which I will tell you later more about. And I called a lot of them. And the problem is, the only one which is for Europe is the EASA, and the EASA is not having any kind of piloting license at the moment. And they told me even if they would introduce a piloting license, they would not do it for a drone like this. They only will do it for the big commercial ones, not for the small private ones. So perhaps you're more lucky than I am, because the piloting licenses which they accept by default, I would say, in Tanzania are, for example, from the British Model Flying Association, from the Model Flying in New Zealand, Model Aeronautical Association in Australia, Model Aeronautics Association of Canada. For in the USA, the FAA license is also accepted. The Civil Aviation Safety Authority, CASA, New Zealand Civil Aviation Authority, United Kingdom Civil Aviation Authority, European Aviation Safety Authority, and Civil Aviation Authority of South Africa. Yeah, the problem with this is now they kind of are strange on the phone. If you call in Australia or write them an email and you say, listen, I'm from Germany, I want to go to Tanzania, could I please do a piloting license at your place? Because they say, listen, we're not in charge for German laws or for Tanzanian laws. And so I nearly contacted all of them except for the FAA, and I had no results there. I could not find anyone where I can make this piloting license, especially because they need you to be in their authority, because you have to do a practical test. And so it's kind of difficult if you live in Germany and you go to Australia first just to do a piloting license for your drone so you can take it with you on your holiday in Tanzania. This is my personal problem. If you are in the United States, go to the FAA, do your piloting license there, no problem. There is a piloting license and you can do it there. If you're in Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom, just go to the authorities, which I mentioned here, which are also named in the form. Do it, not a problem. I did some research in Germany, and the highest qualification you can get here, which is certified by the aviation authorities, is the TÜV Süd, and they offer it, and I did it there. So now I have a piloting license from the TÜV Süd. This is still way more than I need, because I don't need it to fly here even when I'm flying commercially, but now I have it and I can fly bigger drones in Germany, and I can fly a drone in Tanzania. Second thing, if you want to travel to Tanzania with your drone, you need a license for your drone. So there are two different things. If you want to fly a drone, you need a piloting license. If you want to bring your drone, you need a drone license. There is a form which is called AIS 30. I will link it below. I hope the link still works when you see this video, but there is a form where everything is explained in it. And there are all the regulations, and at the bottom there is attached a second form, which is OPS 01. You have to fill in this form where you tell what model of drone you have, what is the serial number, what is the purpose of your visit, what is the purpose of flying there, and you have to fill in this form. You have to write a cover letter where you explain why you are visiting Tanzania, why you want to fly there, for which purpose you're flying, private or commercially, and where you want to fly. And don't forget to sign this. I just wrote it, made a PDF out of it and sent it, and they asked me, could you please sign it and send it signed? So sign this one, also the form OPS 01. You have to sign this as well. What you also need is insurance cover. So your drone needs to be insured. I think this is the case in most countries. So this was not a problem at all. I just ordered an English copy of it, and everything was fine there. And you need to send them a manual of your drone, so they can see if this is something which you built yourself or something which is according to general aviation standards. So for the Mavic, the PDF file which I found was so big that I only sent them a link. I think this is also fine. Perhaps it's with the more common drones, it's easier with that. No idea, just provide the manual of your drone. And with these things, you can start an application process, and I finally got this one. I will show it to you for a short time without my name and the name of the person who signed it. So this is really something individually for me, because it is there is the type of my drone in there, there is a serial number in it, there is the permit, when I'm allowed to fly, from when till when. So I'm allowed to fly there from the 1st of March to the 1st of May. It's limited. If I go there again, I need to do the whole process again. And there are additional information in it, like it's prohibited and restricted airspace, including all military, police, prison camps, aerospace above 400 meters is not allowed. The more information about flying in national parks, because this normally is forbidden. You have to get the permit from the respective institutions if you want to fly in a national park. And yeah, there are more information in here, so it is something you get individually. It's not only that your form is signed and you can go there forever with your drone. I was very lucky. I will tell you more about that later, because at the end I found a very, very nice guy to talk to, and I did not even need to translate my drone license, because this of course is only in German, and I saved this money. So yeah, I'm lucky. I'm starting my holiday in 3 days, and we first go to Cape Town and then later on to Tanzania, and now I can start my trip, have everything in my pocket, everything is safe. I think I have now everything so that my drone is not confiscated when I touch the ground in Tanzania, but you can still get problems if you don't obey the local rules. And of course, I don't have them in my head right now because we're going to South Africa first. So I will learn everything from South Africa first, and then on the plane, I will learn everything for Tanzania. And what you need to know there, excuse me for reading it, the most important things, but of course, this is not a final list. Don't be short, don't take this for granted. Unmanned aircraft must be operated in compliance with any conditions of operation imposed on the permit to fly. So look at your permit. There are regulations. These are for your personal flight, or for you. This is your personal license. If there's anything in there which is more strict than in the laws, then your license applies for you. Unmanned aircraft operations shall take place by day and in visual meteorological conditions with the device in visual sight at all times. So this is quite common, I think. So you have to fly at day, don't fly at night, don't fly further than you see your drone. This is something which is standard in nearly every country which has regulations, I think. Except with the permission of the authority, unmanned aircraft must not be operated above 400 feet AGL, above ground level, within 5 kilometers from any international airport or 3 kilometers from a domestic aerodrome. So keep your drone low, not more than 400 meters above ground. Don't get too close to international airports and also domestic aerodromes. It's 5 kilometers, which is about, I don't know, you have to translate, you have to calculate it in miles if you need the value in miles. Quite good for me that they are talking about kilometers, because this is what I'm used to. Unmanned aircraft may not be operated over any city, town, or populous area, including a crowd of people, without prior permission from the authority and any relevant local government body, and that an acceptable safety case has been presented. So yeah, don't fly in cities, don't fly above crowds. These, I think, are general things which you also have in a lot of different countries. So it's not stricter than in Germany, for example. Of course, there are sensible areas like military bases. I think Most people which don't like to be shot at or don't like their drone to be shot out of the sky will not fly near to a military base. Or if they don't want to end up in jail, it's also a good idea not to do things like that. Police stations, hospitals, these are all sensitive areas. Also, when something happens there, like car accidents, don't fly with your drone there. This is, I think, common sense all over the world. And it's always difficult to fly over houses or areas where people live, because this is a privacy issue, and so don't do that. But I think you don't go, or at least I don't go to Zanzibar to film houses from the top. I want to get this beautiful beaches, mountains, something like that. So I think, at least for me, this will not be a big problem. Unmanned aircraft may not be operated in any controlled airspace, flying training area or low flying area unless the operator has prior written permission from the authority and the air traffic control unit. So I think also same like everywhere. Nothing big here, nothing unexpected here. Of course, I have the feeling that throughout the world, most of these regulations are kind of similar. The values change. So the above ground level is different in any country, I think. Also, the distance you need to keep to airports is different, but most of the other things are the same. So now you have quite an idea what is allowed and what not, what you need. And so let's check the experiences I made with getting my permits. At the beginning, it was kind of frustrating because I'm not sure, but as I remember, I did not really find anything really specific about flying in Tanzania. Or is it allowed? Is it not allowed? Do you need a license or not? And then I found somewhere the link to the document AIS 30. This is the one I mentioned before, and there is nearly everything written in it. There are also contact numbers, there are email addresses. So this is a lot of information. Read it. When you're finished, read it again, and then you should know everything about bringing a drone into the country and flying it. Fill in the form. And this is where it got a little bit, I don't want to say difficult, but yeah, it was not that easy either. I filled in the form, I put all the documents together, and I sent it via email. And nothing happened. And then I tried it via email, I asked questions before per email, I never got any response from them. So what I did, of course, I don't want to give you any names right now because I don't want the whole world to call the TCAA in Tanzania or the special people which I talk to and say, hey, Joseph from Germany said I should call you. Not gonna happen. But yeah, if you don't get a response by email, there are a lot of phone numbers on the website of the TCAA. So also, I tried to call some of them, and there were no better results there. So what I did at the end was just writing the TCAA on Facebook, and they really responded quite fast. They helped me. They told me who is the right person on their board to send the copy to. And as I'm not the, what is the word in English for that? So if I want to do something, I want to have it done. I hate waiting so much. And so yeah, I just called the office of the person the Facebook page told me, and there was a really, really nice guy who talked to me, who had full understanding. I sent him all the documents. I called him a day later if he received the documents, and he told me, yes, I received the documents. I already sent you an answer and a reply, but it looks like we have some issues with our email system. So now I will tell you what I need. He told me that he needs a passport copy of me. So something I forgot before. This is nowhere mentioned, but perhaps you have a picture on your drone's license. I don't have it. So he wanted a passport of me, and he wanted a cover letter signed, and I sent it to him yesterday. He told me, till the end of today you will have your license. If not, let's talk again on the phone. And today at noon I had my final license for flying. So he was very kind, he was very nice. And the biggest luck which I had was he lived some time in different cities in Germany. So he spoke a little German, and he was very, very helpful, because I sent him my German drone license and said, okay, listen, I know it's not in English. If I need to translate it, please tell me, then I will look for somebody who can translate it and sign it. This is an official document, so you have special regulations for translating them. But they were also able to translate my drone license within the TCAA, and everything is fine now. I have my license. So for me, it was a lot of research in the beginning to find the right people to talk to get all the documents which I need. But at the end, it worked quite fast. So when I found the right person and had all my documents together, including my piloting license, it now was a matter of days till I got the license. And so I hope I can save you some time with giving you all this information, and I hope you will be faster than I am with getting your permit. And if you're going to, why should you watch this video if you're not going to Tanzania or Zanzibar? So I wish you a nice trip to Tanzania, a lot of nice footage and best flight conditions for bringing your drone, and don't make the mistake to skip the local authorities. Don't make the mistake to skip the laws. It could have consequences, and you should not do that. So a good trip, and see you next time.